Yeah, so we have the SPY or the SPX, same thing.
Oh
But
no.
the SPY on the left side, the QQQ, which is Nasdaq on the right. And last week for the SPY, we were actually waiting for an SR flip,
Yeah,
support resistance flip.
that's what we drew. You
Uh,
drew out that arrow, the little bounce arrow.
yeah,
That's what we wanted to see, and it exactly
we
played out like that.
it it spot on. Like we drew out these lines and we were waiting for the price to basically flip this, and we guessed that it would bounce somewhere around here. Now, if you change the chart to the daily chart, the SPY,
And there's how the week actually played out. It's basically
exactly
exactly your little bounce, except for a little tighter.
here, that's
Yeah,
exactly where it bounced, and it like flipped this line,
yeah, and
and then
that's
we
literally last week. So we drew those. You drew those lines before any of those candles got added to this chart.
exactly.
So
You guys can revisit the video. You can check it out on the YouTube channel. You guys can see how we draw support and resistance
yeah.
lines.
So seeing it bounce like that, that's what we wanted to see to confirm that that line has indeed turned into support and flipped over from resistance, which is a very bullish thing to happen. So
Exactly.
continuing our bullish sentiment here moving forward into the next week. Looks
Exactly. And also the SRSI, this Star RSI, did a crossover where and that's also bullish. We
mm-hmm.
did talk about how it can keep sort of like ranging there and flatlining
Yeah.
on
Yeah, by that you mean
support.
the SRSI can go all the way to 100 and just stay there. So it being at 100 is considered, the metric is showing that our asset is overbought, but it can be overbought for a long time.
Exactly.
It doesn't mean that we're about to see the market turn. And when you say
Exactly.
the crossover you're referring to, can you expand the
Yeah.
SRSI one more time? So what we're looking at as the crossover is the crossing of the blue line over the orange line. So when the blue line is now above the orange line, that generally means the trend is moving up, and you can see that
Right.
all the way up. The blue line is leading, is to the left of the orange line, and then every time on the way down, that blue line will be to the, like, on the other side basically. So what you want to
Exactly.
see,
The orange line would overlap it and cross over.
yeah. So the orange line is basically like a more time weighted average, while the blue line is a little bit more of a real time. You could think about it like that. So the blue line is showing us the current, like, real time, like, indicator, while the orange line is kind of like, oh, and here's like how biased that sentiment is with time and averaging. So yeah, seeing it cross like that basically is showing us that the momentum is still there for moving up a little bit higher here in the current climate of this.
Ex-
But
Exactly. And the QQQ too. And so
fucking
we
rocket
did an
ship, dude.
SR flip. Yeah, we did an SR flip and we ended in the green. We closed very bullish. The QQQ is see, you can see the SRSI now, it's like starting to flatline,
Yeah.
but we closed last week bullish, and here are some of the resistances above. So I think we still have a little more to go
Yeah.
before we like,
As
well,
as a little
yeah,
added bonus there, look to the far left here before the COVID crash, or yeah, that's the COVID
yeah,
crash. You see how we're flatlining, but we are, the entirety of that flat line is seeing a pretty aggressive increase in the value. So like the price is going up a lot while they're flatlining, and you can even see on the way
this is the whole
to,
year.
yeah, exactly, it just flat, it can flatline for a while, and as you can see in that section of the chart there, during that flatlining it is experiencing the most actual upward movement in price and value increase.
Right,
So on the way up
kind of
to
like a
being,
blow off top.
yes, and that's again why I was saying we shouldn't necessarily look at an RSI and be like, oh, it's overbought. Maybe I'll wait for this to cool off. You can be waiting quite a long time and then missing out on potentially the biggest chunk of that uptrend. Uh,
Exactly, like for us, like we have our indicator, of course, like
yeah,
it's the Maxi trading buddy, and a printed bull, and we share this, and we had already shared this in the earlier video, this printed bull, and let's see, in March,
Yeah.
and we've just been going up. And we got a green strength band, which indicates bullishness, which
Yeah.
goes along with the bull print.
Yeah, and
And
seeing that bull print and the green strength band put together like that, very very bullish. Like we were saying when we first got that, it was like, hey, this is the weekly chart. Getting a bull print and a strength band flip here is significant. So
yeah,
it
because
clearly
like
is
if you
playing
go
out that
back
way.
in time, it's been both for the SPY and the QQQ. You can see how it's been spot on,
Yeah.
falling tops and bottoms.
Yeah, and this
Uh,
so there is a couple times where it looks like it's being faked out there a little bit further back, but a lot of that you can see happens without the strength band flipping. So it would be a lot less. It would serve to bias my opinion a lot less if we're only getting a print and not a corresponding color flip of the strength band. So we have actually both currently on the weekly, and it's looking very bullish.
It's looking very bullish, and also the monthly is coming up. The monthly close is coming up in a few days, and let's take a look at that.
Yeah.
Oh, and looking at the month,
It's
we have
green.
it's
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 so green.
it's pretty bullish. Like, and that's a QQ. Oh, and we have the candle.
Hey yo.
You know, it should close above the green band. We still have a bear print, but we should flip bull pretty
Yeah.
soon. I think.
Yeah, if the
Very
month
good.
flips bull, that's great. That's
Yep,
great for people
because
buying
that's
equities.
like long term. Then I think it's safe to say that we buy candle.
Yeah, I'd like to see that
Uh,
flip as well. It's
yeah,
also interesting that like even this entire bear market in the SPY, we haven't seen the strength band flip on the monthly yet. It's
right,
just been such a like what a strong market. I guess it was also an insanely strong market before it started to turn down. So
right.
you like where you have your
It,
bounce right now, we do need to see these months start to close above the strength band to
right.
get like that confirmation that we are going to flip. And obviously we want to see a bull print,
Bull print. Yeah,
which we haven't gotten yet. But if we do start closing above that strength band and get that bull print, that that's all I need to be like
yeah.
like
Basically,
a long
like
term bull again.
then we're back to like stocks go up.
Yeah, yeah, it's meme time again. You've got to dust off your
It's
old
mean time
memes.
again. Long everything. Uh,
Yeah,